enjoyed the content of the conference.
It's great, great.
Was
Well
it
done.
+1 for IFS?
Good job.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, we tried to have as many as possible on the Google Hangout, and then also there are quite a few people who have who saw the presentation on the YouTube. So okay, so
Would be nice if in the near future, in the very near foreseeable future, Avinash and Siddharth give us all business class tickets from wherever we are, fly us into New Delhi or Mumbai or Goa, Goa by the beach, and have a live full day one with nice drinks and also like alcoholic,
Hyderabad, Hyderabad.
Yeah,
Which
okay.
which
So
is
I mean,
Hyderabad?
yeah.
non-alcoholic for the ones who prefer non-alcoholic, and alcoholic for those who
Okay,
prefer
okay. So
that.
you are talking about such a like financed conference. So you need to contribute. You need to make a donation
No,
first.
no, yeah, get Erica to sponsor it and tell them how they can become the world's leading airline with our insights.
Okay, so I mean, we IFS has plans to like have more money. Like you need some more money to conduct these things. So and it takes time. Like it will take at least 5 to 6 months. And because IFS is the only organization in India who is working in these kind of things, so there is a possibility that we can organize such a good conference for you and be a host for you for this. So.
I've never been to Goa.
oh,
Yeah, so thank you. I mean, you're welcome
Manila
to
is
come
far
to
better
India and
than
I can
Goa.
host your visit here, but okay.
No, it's a good conference. Just kidding.
No, it's fine.
Okay. No, no, it will be more, it will be better for IFS as well. So
Yep.
to have that kind of event.
If I can give the invitation for all of you to write something for the IET about the topics that you've addressed, we're especially interested in the state of futurism outside of the English-speaking, well, India is also English-speaking, but outside of the usual U.S.-centered worldview that we have. So if anyone wants to write for us, please let me know.
Yeah, sure, James. We will let you know if anyone interested in writing or, of course, in the perspective of the future and in India itself. So,
James, Avinash, James, what was what you suggested, James?
James suggests, yeah, go on,
Yeah,
James.
well, we have the IET website, iet.org.
Okay, okay,
And
IEEE. We have many authors in common, IEEE and IFS. Like there are lots of people.
He's
yeah,
willing that some of the Indians writer contribute towards the
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
IET.
Avinash recently went to a conference in Delhi, the capital of India, and he met many speakers. So maybe we can arrange them. Like there were lots of people we didn't hear about. So maybe we can convince them. We can convince some of our IFS to do that for IEEE. Actually.
Yeah,
that
actually, James suggested the same conference.
yes,
Okay,
I
okay,
wish
okay,
I could have attended. It sounded like a great conference.
okay,
Yeah, it
okay.
was. It's a more on philosophical side conference, but it was nice to meet some more fellow transhuman or the people who support the positive or negative side of transhuman. But
Okay.
I've got some
Yeah.
contact. I got some
Okay.
contact, but we'll try to contact them for what they can do for us or what they can do for IT or other places or
Okay.
support transhumanism idea.
Okay.
So
I
Great.
have something to say. So,
yeah, go on.
okay. So, like this conference, this meeting was, I mean, this was the first event in which there are so many senior people involved from IFS in a single meeting, like Miriam, James, Ilya, Clyde, and our team members. So we have like, do you have any suggestion for us? Do you have like any suggestion for us in terms of, gaining more popularity or gaining more visibility and doing better work, or even for fundings? Do you have any suggestions for us
Let's
in
take the
that?
suggestion one by one from each of them. Start from Clyde.
Okay.
Yep. Clyde, any suggestions for us for
Yeah,
this
well,
conference?
for me, I would say you guys need to reach out to the Indian media because I don't think anyone knows about the Indian Future Society mainstream. I think we had one in a newspaper in Bangalore, I believe, TNA. But you need to reach out mainstream media like the Times of India and those kind of outlets to get people in. And of course, drive to all the technology institutes in India, not just the IITs, the other ones out there, to start getting feedback from them, making them think more science. For me, I'm just speaking from a perspective of a writer and an author, and I'm seeing the kind of stuff that is being written by, surprisingly, by people from the IITs and all that. It's trashy novels. It's nothing to do with science. It's all about romance and really trashy stuff. We need to, I think, get them more on board on scientific thinking. It's amazing to me to see that some of the best stuff is being done by Indian guys or Indian girls as well, who are outside, who are in MIT, who are in places like Singapore. And why? Why? Because they're from India. They should be put in the limelight, or if they are, I've not heard. So there should be a limelight or a spotlight focused on stuff coming out of India. And maybe the India Future Society could be like the kind of like the like the banner holders or something like this. So probably getting out to the media first would be my suggestion.
Hmm.
Harish, thanks for suggestion, Clyde. Harish, what do you like to say?
More of these things, and I mean, pretty much, I'm in agreement with what Clyde said, and I think I've mentioned this before. Have more events like these, conferences, publicize, educate. I think on what future studies is. In a country of less than 6 million, I'm having a lot of trouble telling people that future studies is not astrology. I think in India you're going to have, and there'll be a little challenge considering that Indians have always studied the future in very different forms. Uh, so you need to start educating, and the only way to do that is by such means where you have such open discussions, events, conferences, uh, seminars, and I think the project that Avinash told me about, where you're going to the institutes and having collaborations and MOUs and have on-campus activity. I think that's the perfect way, because you have like bright-minded, young minds, 18, 19, influenceable, who are ready to explore. You start them off on what this concept is, and it should be a function. Uh, it's a good start from there.
Thank you,
Harish,
Harish.
any suggestion about the funding for IFS?
You guys were going to make that BCI enabled wheelchair. If you can come up with something like that, I'm sure you'll get a lot of sponsors, right?
Yeah. Okay.
No, but
Any
seriously,
other?
that would be a very good idea, because if you I don't suppose anyone has done that yet, and I think a lot of the forecasts I've been doing in terms of this is before I started writing the BCI series of late, uh, is pretty much about brain controlled exoskeletal suits and whatnots to enable the disabled, the weak, the sick, the elderly, or just basically to protect yourself from the elements in your environment or work environment. uh, if you can come up with a wheelchair as a start for the purpose, the precursor, I think that will draw a lot to you.
Mm, okay.
Okay.
Next we have Ilya. Ilya,
Okay, first of all, I wasn't sure if you are supposed to talk openly about this crowdfunding initiative, but as you do, so I'll just support what Harish said. If you succeed, if you just start this project, it can be huge. It can really put you on the map, not just in India, but all across the world. That's something that is needed by many people and can be very widely promoted and be an important source of funding. And that's one. And the second thing, also specific, is also once again about our conference in Hyderabad. It's going to be interesting. There will be representatives from World Health Organization and government officials, and really hope to make this event kind of an excuse to bring the subject of longevity to India. So if you guys can bring some media attention to this event, or maybe alert some people that you know, that could be good. That could be a good gathering point, and also media outreach point. So these are two
okay.
suggestions for
Yeah,
now.
we have published about the Hyderabad event in the IFS website. So we will try to distribute it to other newspapers as well. We will distribute it to other newspapers.
Yeah. Now we have great contacts with Indian media, and also have full support of the International Federation of Aging. So it's also an organization that is quite influential. So it can be good.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
sounds good.
thank you, Ilya.
Thank you, Ilya.
So, Dr. James, what would like to add on these suggestions?
Well, one of the strategies that I pursued when I was the executive director of the World Transhumanist Association and now with the IAT was to target specific professional bodies or specific fields of disciplines that we were going to try to build ties to each year. So one of our first conferences was with bioethics. We co-sponsored with bioethics organizations and had basically, transhumanists meet the bioethicists and bioethicists meet the transhumanists conference. Then the next year was art. Then we focused on international development, and we pursued that strategy, and I think it was relatively successful. And we've been doing the same thing with the IAT. So this most recent conference we did was with animal rights activists, and they had very rarely talked about the future of their strategies with anyone, talking about robots or human-animal chimeras and things like that. I think one of the advantages of doing that is that then you have a very concentrated set of topics for a conference. I think futurism is so broad and brings in so many different kinds of disciplines that it's difficult for people who aren't, engaged in this the way that we are